Welcome to my American History Notes, where I share with you conclusions I've drawn from studying American history and just simply facts and names and places that I remember from years ago or I've never even heard of, and I don't understand why they weren't mentioned in classes and things like that. So a lot of things to go over. I hope that you'll study American history and be excited about it as I am. So we're talking about music and dance right now. So um, the age of swing music, an offshoot of jazz, becomes popular in 1935. Jazz musician Benny Goodman and his orchestra hold the first swing concert in Carnegie Hall, New York City, featuring Harry James, Ziggy Elman, Gene Krupa, Lionel Hampton, and Count Basie in 1938. Samuel Barber will compose his classical Adagio for strings. Excuse me, not springs, strings, in 1936. In 1944, William Schumann will compose Secular Cantata Number 2, a free song, which will win the Pulitzer Prize. The American Ballet Theater will begin as the Mordkin Ballet, is founded in 1937. The New York City Ballet begins as a ballet society under George Balanchine and Lincoln Kirsten. Homosexual, well, that there was a lot of influence by homosexual composers and writers in this era. They have a profound influence on the society. I know that the actual revolution for gay rights doesn't come until much later, but even during this time when homosexuals were treated badly or looked down upon by general society, so many of them were, from people I've mentioned before, like Tennessee Williams, the playwright, Truman Capote, the author, um, and Aaron Copland, the composer. So so it's just very important to know that they have a tremendous influence in society before they started to get to petition for civil rights. So Aaron Copland will produce his ballet Billy the Kid in 1939. Irving Berlin's God Bless America is popularized by singer Kate Smith in 1939. It is her signature song. Later, folk singer Woody Guthrie will publish his own brand of patriotism entitled This Land Is Your Land. The jitterbug becomes a popular dance in the 1940s. The Katherine Dunham Dance Company debuts off Broadway, named after the black dancer and anthropologist in 1940. Agnes DeMille's choreographed Rodeo in 1942. In 1944, 30,000 fans riot at New York City's Paramount Theater, where Frank the Voice Sinatra is to appear. In 1945, swing music starts to be transformed into the more improvisational bebop or bop music, highlighted by jazz saxophonist Charlie Bird Parker. The samba becomes a popular dance in the U.S. in 1949. In 1948, the long playing LP phonograph record is created by CBS engineer Peter Goldmark and will run at 33 and a third RPM, playing for about 45 minutes. It will revolutionize popular music, although in my day, for most bands, you'd only get one really good song per side and you'd be happy. In 1952, Gene Kelly will establish himself as the foremost dancer and choreographer in film. His athletic style of dance is in sharp contrast to Fred Astaire's cool, light style. Kelly's dance in the movie Singin' in the Rain is considered classic. In 1954, Robert Joffrey founds the Joffrey Ballet in New York, featuring the work of Helen Ailey and Twyla Tharp. In 1954, Tennessee-born Elvis Aaron Presley records his first commercially successful record, That's All Right Mama, introducing black rock and roll music to white audiences. Although rock and roll has been named by DJ Alan Freed, as I said previously, Presley will be known as the king of rock and roll or just the king. Frank Sinatra, singing a different kind of music, but also intensely popular, will eventually be referred to as the chairman of the board. Both will make the song My Way a hymn to their own successes and their feeling that they didn't need to thank God for a thing. In 1958, Alvin Ailey founded his Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater, and the cha-cha, Latin dance, becomes popular. Leonard Bernstein is the musical director of the New York Philharmonic Orchestra from 1958 to 1969. Chubby Checker makes the twist popular in 1960 and spurs the development of dance halls known as discotheques, which we call discos in the 1970s. Bob Dylan begins his career with his first concert appearance at the Folk City in Greenwich Village in 1961. He will become a pop icon. Now we're going to jump over to art and then architecture. Okay, we're getting close to the special topics on art, literature, music, architecture, things like that. But there's their names and people and movements that I think are important. in American history. They have a profound impact. Many times you have groups of people, whether they be a racial group like Black people, African Americans, or a group of people like homosexuals, who have a tremendous influence in the culture long before they were able to get any kind of establishment of any kind of civil rights. So it's important to know that they're there, and they just pop up, in the 1960s or 70s. So anyway, we'll stop there and we'll go on next time. Thank you.